Let there be love. 7. Language focus modals and related verbs. Vocabulary common verbs. Get. Reading from India to Sweden with love. Listening professional matchmakers. Everyday English exaggeration and understatement writing arguing your case. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Jimi Hendrix. One look at the photo. What do you think has happened? Do you think it's still romantic for men to ask this question as a surprise, or is it old-fashioned? 2. Explain the quote. How close is the world to achieving this? Is it possible to love someone and want to have power over them? Will you, Harry? Watch the video introduction. Use your workbook for self-study. Go online for more practice and to check your progress. Language focus. Modals and related verbs. Test your grammar. Modal verbs have many meanings. Match the sentences to their meanings. 1. She can ski very well. 2. Can I park in your drive? 3. You must have a driving license. 4. They must be in love. 5. We must get an early night tonight. 6. You should stop seeing him. 7. I'll help, won't help you. 8. It might snow tonight. 9. He may be coming later. We can work it out. A. Permission. B. Advice. C. Obligation. D. Ability. E. Willingness. F. Probability, possibility. 1. Look at the photos. What do you think the people are talking about? 27.1 Read and listen to conversations A and B. Underline all the modal verbs. What are their meanings? 37.2 Listen to two similar conversations. Which expressions are used instead of the modal verbs? Write the expressions in the correct column. Compare answers with a partner. Listen again and check. Conversation A. Language focus. Conversation B. 1. Match the modals in the box with their related expressions. A. B. A. I think you should swallow your pride and forgive and forget. B. Never. I will not. A. You'll have to in the end. You can't ignore each other forever. B. I might forgive him, but I can never forget. Or it must be possible to talk it over and work something out. B. Oh dear. I just don't know what to do for the best. A. What the... Where do you think you're going? B. What do you mean? A. Well, you can't turn right here. B. Who says I can't? A. That signed as mate. No entry. Can't you read? B. I couldn't see it, could I? A. You should get your eyes tested, you should. You're not fit to be on the roads. Should. Can. Ought to may will might. Must. Won't. Could. Be able to. If I were you, I'd... Be likely to. Manage to. Promise to. Be allowed to. Refuse to. Be bound to. Have. Got. To. To. Put these sentences into the past and future. Had better. Why don't you? Question mark. It's possible that... She can speak Spanish. He's able to speak 3 languages. I must go. I have to go. pp 158 to 160. Grammar reference 7.1 to 7.3. Practice. What are they talking about? 17.3 Listen and complete the conversation. Who are the people talking? What is the secret? Who do you suppose Claire is? The secret. B. Of course I won't. A. You won't tell anyone, underscore. You. Find out. You. Tell a soul. A. He 2. 3. B. Trust me, I'm your brother. I 4. Say a word. I promise. A. But I know you. You. Discussing grammar. 4. Which of the verbs or phrases below can fill the gap correctly? Cross out the verb or verbs which cannot. Check your answers with your partner. What are the differences in meaning? 1. I. Be able to help you. A. Won't. B. Can't. C. Might. D. May. 2. Did you? Keep it secret. A could B manage to C able to D have to. 3 journey. B exhausted after such a long. A must B can C had better D are bound to. 4 the book is optional. Our teacher said that we read it if we don't want to. A mustn't. B don't have to. 5 I absolutely. A will not. B should not. C don't need to D aren't supposed to. Work late again tonight. C might not. D refuse to. Tell someone. B look. I really. You know. Oh, but. Keep a secret. I tell Claire. 6. Hold your breath for more than a minute. Think I. That's fine. She's invited, too. What do you? B you're asking the wrong person, but. Are you able to? C may you? Where? B can you? D could you? Buy something new and expensive. It's not every day you. Dot. Dot. 7. Tell me where the station is. A may you? C are you able to? B could you? D can you? 2 practice the conversation with a partner. 8. I have some more dessert. 37.4 Listen to another conversation and answer the questions. A could B may C willed would. 9 Will you come on holiday with us? Who are the people? How old do you think they are? What are they talking about? Which modals or related verbs? Do you hear? A can B be able to C be allowed to D may. 10 You go to England to learn English. A should B don't have to C mustn't D could worry so much. You'll make yourself ill. 11 You A mustn't B shouldn't C don't have to D can't. 12 I call home. I'd better bought to cam likely to D had to. Related verbs. 5 Replace the words in bold with a modal verb. 1 I wasn't able to go to Tara's wedding. I was ill. 2 He's bound to win the race. I just know it. 3 You'd better pack a jumper. The evenings are chilly. 4 She refuses to share her toys with anyone. 5 I don't know, but I think he's likely to fail his driving test. 6 Am I allowed to use my phone, or have I got to turn it off? 6 Use the words in brackets to rephrase the sentences. 1 I just know it'll rain at the weekend. Opening parenthesis. Bound. 2 Can you tell which twin is which? Opening parenthesis. Able. 3 I should wear a suit for work, but I don't. Opening parenthesis. Am supposed. 4 You mustn't tell anyone about it. Opening parenthesis. D better not. 5 He wouldn't put out his cigarette. Opening parenthesis. Refuse. 6 He finally gave up smoking. Opening parenthesis. Succeed in. Opening parenthesis. Manage. 7 My parents say I can't have a puppy. Opening parenthesis. Allowed. Opening parenthesis. Won't let. 8 You ought to take it back and complain. Opening parenthesis. Should. Opening parenthesis. If I were you. Opening parenthesis. Had better. 7 Work with a partner. Underline the modal verbs in A. Match them with an expression in B. A. 1 I can take you to the airport, after all. F. The 2nd of May I make a suggestion. 3 You can smoke in the designated area only. 4 You shouldn't wear red, it doesn't suit you. 5 You must obtain a visa to work in Australia. 6 You should always make an appointment. 7 You'll pass. Don't worry. 8 You mustn't walk on the grass. 9 I couldn't get through, the line was engaged. 10 I won't discuss the matter any further. B. A. Is it okay if... Dot. Dot. Question mark. B. I didn't manage to... Dot. Dot. If I were you, I wouldn't. Dot. Dot. D. You're bound to. Dot. Dot. E. You are required to. Dot. Dot. F. I'll be able to. Dot. Dot. G. You're allowed to. Dot. Dot. H. I refuse to. Dot. Dot. Check it. 9 Correct the sentences. Some have errors in form, others in meaning. 1. We better to go inside, it's starting to rain. 2. Only gym users are able to park here. 3. I haven't prepared my talk. It should be a disaster. 4. My mum won't let me to stay out after 11:00. 5. If anyone ought know the answer, it's you. 6. You don't have to drive through a red light. 7. Are you able to smell something burning? 8. I'd better go now, wouldn't I? 9. Will I give you a hand carrying those bags in? 10. When the plane caught fire, the passengers could escape via the emergency chutes. Speaking. 107.6 Look at the signs and tell your partner what they mean, using informal spoken English. Then listen and compare. 2. 6. Children have. Warning: children must be accompanied by an adult at all times. Got to have an adult with them all the time. Vote here. No ID required. 3. Pram. Gym users only. May park on these premises. Ring and cancel if unable to attend appointment. Visitors are welcome to use this car park, but overnight parking is not permitted. It's always a good idea to. J. You aren't permitted to. 7.5 Say the rephrased sentences aloud to your partner. Listen and check your answers. 7. 8. Complete the expressions in B in 7 with your own ideas. Compare with your partner. I'll be able to come on Saturday after all. Fire assembly point. Entrance free on Sundays. An exciting phone call. 17.7 Read and listen to one side of a telephone conversation between Isabel and Rick. Why is Isabel so excited? Where is she going? Who do you think David is? Why is she calling Rick? 2. Work with a partner. What do you think Isabel says in the conversation? 37.8 Listen to the whole conversation and compare your ideas. 4. Practice the conversation with your partner. Try to remember Isabel's lines. Spoken English. Echo questions. 1. What is unusual about Rick's questions? I've won a trip to New York. You've won what? B. I'll be staying in the Ritz-Carlton. You're staying where? C. David and I have split up. You've done what? What emotions do Rick's questions express? Does he really not know the answer? 2. Work with a partner. Take turns to read the statement and ask the questions. 1. My mum and dad went to Alaska on holiday. They went where? Single quote. 2. I got home at 5:00 this morning. 3. Laura paid €300 for a pair of jeans. 4. I saw the president while I was out shopping. 5. He invited me to the palace for a drink. 7.9 Listen, check and practice. Pay attention to stress and intonation. Isabel, hi. You've got to talk to me, about what? Yes, I can. I remember you doing it in the coffee bar. It was the one in the Daily Sun, wasn't it? Didn't you have to identify loads of states in the US? Never. I don't believe it. What's the prize? You've won what? You must be kidding. That's brilliant. For how long? You're staying where? The Ritz-Carlton. I'm impressed. Doesn't that overlook Central Park? Thought so. Not that I've been there, of course. What do you mean? How would I ever be able to? You can't be serious. You know I'd love to. But why me? Surely you should be taking David. You've done what? When? I didn't know. Well, what can I say? How could I possibly refuse an offer like that? Certainly will. Reading and speaking. From India to Sweden with love. 1. Look at the pictures. Read the introduction and the headings, they are the synopsis of a love story. Discuss in small groups. What do you think happens? Share your ideas as a class. 2. Read through the rest of the text quickly. Were your ideas correct? 3. All these words and expressions come from the story. Read the text again. Make notes about what they refer to, then go through them with a partner. December 1975. Black Circle, January 1976. VW camper van. Black Circle, an astrologer. Black Circle, his blessing. Black Circle, a ladies' rally. Black Circle, a German girl. Switzerland. Black Circle, border guards. Black Circle, train tickets. Black Circle, 16 months. Kid Sid. 4. Who from the story could have said these lines? About what? 1. I won't give up. I'll find a way. 2. We can remember when our eyes met. Single quote. 3. He won't marry a local Indian girl. 4. You have my blessing. I wish you happiness in your life together. 5. I can't afford that bike. I'd better buy this one. 6. I was so grateful. He took me to a hospital. 7. It's a good likeness. I'm going to hang it in my office. You can go. Single quote. 8. You're a talented artist, on an incredible journey. How can I help you? Single quote. 9. Don't cry. I always knew you would turn up. 10. They are soulmates. We love that about them. In your own words. With your partner, use the word prompts in 3 to tell the story in your own words. What do you think? Do you believe in love at first sight? Why not? Were you surprised in any way by the attitude of PK and Lotta's parents? Do you believe in having a soulmate? Why not? Why does the world like a love story? What problems might you face if you tried PK's journey today? Oh, watch a video about a couple who met on a blind date. I cycled from India to Europe for love. Single quote. It was December 1975, and in New Delhi, India, a street artist known as PK met a Swedish tourist. They fell in love. It was love at first sight. But she had to return home. He refused to give up. Months later, he set off on a 7,000 kilometers bike trip to join her. Short-lived married bliss. Pradyumna Kumar Mahanandia, PK, was a street artist from what was known as the untouchable caste. He was drawing portraits of tourists when he met a young Swedish student, Charlotte von Chevan. Lotta. She was traveling round India in a VW camper van with friends, and she had asked him to draw her. Now, after more than 40 years of marriage and 2 children, they can still remember every detail of their meeting. PK holds up a palm leaf inscribed by an astrologer and given to his parents on the day he was born. It says that I would marry a foreign lady with white skin who was musical, he tells me. I knew it was Lotta as soon as I saw her. In January 1976, just a few days after they met, the couple made the journey to PK's home village in Orissa, in the east of India, to meet his family and get married. PK's father gave them his blessing, but their married bliss was short-lived. Lotta had to get back to Sweden to continue her studies, but she made PK promise that he would follow her. So, with her companions in the camper van, she began the long trek back, overland through Asia and Europe. Denmark, Sweden, Germany, Vienna, Switzerland, Istanbul, Turkey, Afghanistan, Iran, Pariston, Delhi, India. An impossible journey made possible. For some young lovers, this might have marked the end. Not so for PK and Lotta. Letters flew between the two. Still sketching tourists, PK started planning the seemingly impossible, an overland journey of 7,000 kilometers to rejoin Lotta in Sweden. Flying was out of the question, he says. Eventually, he realized a push bike might offer him salvation and bought a ladies' rally. It was half the price of the men's model. He set off with his passport, a spare pair of trousers, a sleeping bag and $80 sewn into his clothes. The route was tough, through Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, but PK recalls it fondly. He says he became part of a family on the hippie trail. We helped each other. We looked after each other, he says. He talks of how he helped a German girl, after a car accident in Afghanistan left her badly injured. And of how a Belgian traveler pointed out to him that Sweden was, in fact, a different country from Switzerland. His talent as an artist attracted attention along the way. He managed to get past the border guards into Pakistan. By drawing their portraits, he earned enough money to eat and travel. Lotte says being an artist was a kind of currency for him. He could get very close to people quickly. When you draw them, they trust you. PK ditched the old bike and bought a slightly less shaky one. He was getting there, slowly but surely. Were there any doubts at all? On the journey, I had doubts that I would die and wouldn't be able to fulfill my meeting with Lotte, he says. But I knew in the next life I would find her, he says. Lotte adds that she had no doubts. It was just a matter of time that you would turn up, she says. His journey was a test for us being separated. PK's journey was accelerated when Linnea, the German girl he had helped, sent him a train ticket to Vienna. And again when a gallery owner in the city, impressed with both his story and talent as an artist, handed over the means to the final leg of his journey, tickets to Copenhagen and Gothenburg. Together again. About 16 months after their parting as newlyweds, PK and Lotte got together again. It was a moment of intense emotion. PK, overcome with excitement and tiredness, started to cry. Lotte took him for a walk in the local park, where they sat among the flowers, drinking coffee. It was a great step for my parents to embrace our lives together, says Lotte. My mother had been initially cautious, but I had my willpower and strong belief that this would work. Single quote. They never seriously considered returning to India to live. But they set up a scholarship for children in PK's village. Their children, Emily and Carl Siddhartha, known as Kid Sid, are now 31 and 29. I love that they know that as soon as we met, we wanted to be with each other, says Lotte. We will never be separated. Single quote. Dash. PK says, bumping along on my bike, my goal was just to get to Lotte. Single quote. Listening and speaking professional matchmakers. One work in small groups. Discuss together. What story do photos 1 to 5 illustrate? What are common ways for people to meet their marriage partner? How did your parents meet? How and why do people sometimes matchmake for each other? Meet the one. Go. 3. 27.10 Listen to and read the introduction to a radio program about matchmakers. Answer the questions. 1. What does the presenter say may be antiquated today? Why? 2. Where are the two matchmakers from? 3. How do you think their approach to matchmaking might differ? BBC World Service. The Conversation. Matchmakers. Kim Chakanetsa. Hello, and welcome to The Conversation. Today we are talking about love with two matchmakers. In an age where meeting the love of your life is a matter of logging on, the notion of paying someone to help you find love may seem a little antiquated. Not so, say my guests, who have brought together many couples over the years. My first guest is Eliza Ben Shalom. She's based in Philadelphia in the United States. Eliza, welcome. Abs. Hi Kim, thank you. KC. My other guest, Geeta Khanna, describes her role as that of a professional matchmaker and she's based in New Delhi. Geeta, hello. GK. Hello, how are you? KC. Very well, thank you. Now, let's get started. 5. 37.11 Listen to the rest of the program. Answer the questions. 1. Eliza and Geeta both compare a first date to a job interview, but they have different views. What are they? 2. What examples do they give of typical questions? What are less typical? 3. Why does Elisa say that a bit of coaching is necessary? What does Kim say about this? 4. Who charges the most for their services? What does Kim think of their fees? 5. Why do you think Elisa says, "How expensive is divorce?" Single quote. 6. Why does Kim say, "Wow," when she hears how Geeta met her husband? 7. Why does Geeta think marrying young is a good idea? 8. What has changed about the gender balance and people's expectations over the years? What do you think? What is the best age to get married? Are matchmakers a good or bad thing? Make a list of possible advantages and disadvantages. Black Circle is a blind date matchmaking. Would you ever use any kind of matchmaking? Writing P137, arguing your case, for and against. Vocabulary and speaking common verbs. Get. 1. The verb get has many different uses. Look at the cartoon. Explain what's happened. Why is it funny? 2. Look at the examples of get from this unit. Replace the words in bold with one of the words or phrases below. Become, begin, marry, pass, reach, return, listen to this, were reunited, haven't had a good relationship. 1. Well, get this. I've won. 2. We haven't been getting on well for ages. 3. I think we should get married. 4. She had to get back to Sweden. 5. He managed to get past the border guards. 6. He could get very close to people quickly. 7. PK and Lotta got together again. 8. My goal was just to get to Lotta. 9. Let's get started. Phrasal verbs with get. 3. Get can combine with particles to make phrasal verbs. Complete each group of sentences with one particle from the box below. Opening parenthesis. Careful, only 6 of the particles are used. Closing parenthesis. At, away, into, off, on, out, over, round, through, up. 1. If news of this gets. You always get. I'm in a hurry. Get. 2. You're always getting. What are you getting? I can't get. 3. It took him ages to get. He couldn't get his point. I can't get. 4. We got. That man is getting. I had to get. 5. I couldn't get. I failed, but Bob got. We got. 6. She can always get. Sorry. I haven't got. I can't see how we get. 7.12 Listen and check. There'll be a huge scandal. Of doing the washing up. It's not fair. Of the way. Me. Leave me alone. Question mark. Just say what you mean. The sugar. It's on the top shelf. The operation. To the audience. They didn't understand. How much your children have grown. To page 56 in the last lesson. To no good. I think he's a thief. At 5 a.m. To catch the plane. To Joe. His phone was switched off. His driving test first time. Loads of money on our holiday. Her dad. She gets exactly what she wants. To answering your email yet. This problem. It's really difficult. Get lost. BALDW. Bob knew it was over when she stopped returning his calls. Still, the card was a nice touch. 4. Find a phrasal verb in 3 which can be replaced by ... Avoid black circle criticizing. Black circle recover. Explain. Black circle behaving suspiciously. Black circle past. Black circle spent. Black circle solve. Talking about you. 5. Ask and answer these questions with a partner. 1. How do you get on with your parents? 2. What have you got to do when you get home tonight? 3. How do you usually get in touch with friends and family? 4. When did you last get angry? Why? 5. What are 2 things that always get on your nerves? 6. How often do you get your hair cut? 7. In what ways is your English getting better? 8. Are you worried about getting old? 6. Try to rewrite the questions in 5 without using get. Is get generally more formal or informal? Everyday English. Exaggeration and understatement. 1. Which nationalities have a reputation for being passionate, spontaneous and temperamental? Which nationalities are more controlled and reserved? 2. Which of these declarations of love are exaggerated? Which are understated? I adore you and I can't live without you. I'm really rather fond of you. I'm absolutely crazy about you. We get on pretty well, don't you think? I worship the ground you walk on. I quite fancy you, you know. 3. Match a line in A to a line in B. Use a dictionary to look up new words. A. 1. They are obviously madly in love. 2. I think Tony was a bit rude last night. 3. His family are pretty well off, aren't they? 4. I can't stand the sight of him. 5. I'm knackered. Can we stop for a rest? 6. I'm absolutely dying for a drink. 7. She isn't very bright, is she? 8. I bet you hit the roof when she crashed your car. 9. I'm fed up with this weather. It's freezing. 10. Well, that was a fantastic holiday. B. You're not kidding. He was totally out of order. B. Well, yes, I was a bit upset. C. I suppose it is a bit chilly. D. Yes, it was a nice little break. E. You can say that again. They're absolutely loaded. F. Yeah, they do seem to get on quite well. G. Yes, my throat's a bit dry, I must say. H. Too right. She's as thick as 2 short planks. I. Okay. I feel a bit out of breath, too. J. I must admit, I'm not too keen on him either. 47.13 Listen and check your answers. Pay attention to stress and intonation. Underline the examples of exaggeration. Circle the understatements. Practice the conversations with a partner. 5. Work with a partner. Take turns to read aloud these understated remarks and give an exaggerated reply. 1. These shoes are rather nice, aren't they? These shoes are rather nice, aren't they? They're absolutely fabulous. I want them. 2. Is that a new watch? I bet that cost a bit. 3. It's a bit chilly in here, don't you think? 4. Can we stop at the next service station? I could do with something to eat. 5. I think those two like each other, don't you? 6. I bet you were a bit upset when your team lost. 7.14 Listen and compare. Go online for more speaking practice.